So we'll have a look here at Kestrel's electrical bay. First of all, the batteries. We have 4 batteries connected together in such a way to give the boat around about 500 amp hours of capacity. They're wet cell batteries, so it won't be uncommon to hear them fizzing whilst they charge. It's worthwhile keeping an eye on the electrolyte levels inside the batteries, so every so often take one of the white caps off and check the level. It should be about 1 centimetre above the metal plates that you'll see. If it's a little low, top them up to the level of 1 centimetre above the plates, making sure you use distilled water only. Do not use tap water to top up these batteries. Next we'll look at the shore power system. This is the breaker box, which the shore power cable comes through before going to any other part of the boat. Inside there are 2 miniature circuit breakers, a 10 amp one for the shore power charger and a 32 amp one for the plug sockets. There is also a residual current device which will trip in the event of a short circuit in the system. From there, one cable runs to the 2 240 volt sockets in the stern cabin, and the other cable runs to the shore power charger, which is this large white unit on the right hand side of the bay. When connected to shore power, this will charge the batteries very rapidly. Finally, there is a galvanic isolator which will prevent any earth leakage when on shore power. The batteries can also be charged from the engine, and that's controlled by this box here. One cable comes from the alternator, and this will split the voltage between the engine and domestic batteries, ensuring that the engine battery is charged first. This is a good system because it requires no switching to ensure that the batteries are charged, and it is also zero loss, meaning that we have maximum efficiency of charging. This is a voltage regulator for the alternator, however the new alternator does not accept this and it's therefore not connected. Moving on to distribution, a boat has a common negative between all parts, and this is the negative bus bar. All negatives on the boat come to this bus bar, whether it be from the engine alternator, engine battery or domestics. The engine battery is very simple, only having a single cable connecting it to the starter motor. The domestics, however, are a little more complicated, and they are monitored through this black box at the top left of the cabinet. The bus bar, shown here in green, is how this is monitored, and it also serves as a distribution point for the domestic voltage. This is a close-up of the power management counter taken from the instruction manual on the Sterling Power Products website. When option 4 is selected, it will serve as a monitor for you to be able to count the number of amp hours left in the batteries. This figure here shows you the current voltage. You would expect this to be around 13.5 whilst charging and shouldn't drop much below 11.2 whilst in use. And this figure is the current amp draw. The most useful part of this screen, however, is this figure here. This is the number of amp hours used. Kestrel has about 500 available, but you should not drop below about minus 260 amp hours. If you get to this figure, or the voltage drops to around 11.2 volts, you'll find things will start turning off due to the low voltage, and you should charge the batteries using the engine or shore power chargers. Note that when fully charged, this figure will be 0. For convenience, there's also a light on the screen. Just hit this button to turn it on or off. The main domestic distribution is handled from the switchboard by the chart table. However, there is a small fuse box in the middle of the bay here, which contains fuses for the diesel heater, gas alarm, and a few other important things. Finally, in the engine bay, on the top left, there is a monitor for the fuel filter. If there's too much water in the bottom of the filter, a light will come on and a buzzer will sound. It's worth keeping an eye on this, as the buzzer is often drowned out by the noise of the engine. For details on how to drain the fuel filter, see another video. Hopefully this has been informative. Please don't go using your new knowledge to fiddle around with the connections, as some of them are quite important to the operation of the boat. However, if something does go wrong, you should now know what you're looking at and stand a fair chance of fixing it.